Kicks 105, the country leader. Good morning. It's the Merrell in the Morning Show. And as promised, we have a special guest with us online today who, you've seen the post at kicks105.com about the YouTube video of a guy that had been missing since March of last year. Jason Stevens went missing at the age of 36, just kind of walked away from his job, walked away from his hotel room, and really hadn't been seen from anybody around these parts since. And then we have Matthew Bilodeau, who joins us right now. Matthew, how you doing? Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Danny.
And so just a little background on you, first of all, if you don't mind. Tell us a little bit about yourself and exactly what you were doing or what you were trying to accomplish when you decided to take this video of a homeless man on Hollywood Boulevard.
Sure. So I just moved to Los Angeles, actually from Boston, Massachusetts. And my dad recently purchased a camera for me, and I wanted to start up a YouTube channel. So I had this idea to, I guess, make a series called A Bite With, where I wanted to document maybe like 5 to 10 different homeless people, get lunch with them, and basically let them share their stories, give a voice to people who otherwise might not have one.
Right.
And this was the very first interview that I did, and it just turned out to be pretty crazy.
Very crazy. So when did you realize that there was more to the story than just a guy that was, walking the streets, that he actually had, some folks that were looking for him a lot?
Well, it was when I went home, and I wanted to get some references for Jason to show that he really is a good person, really a good worker.
Right.
So I went out, I found the number to Ross Motorsports, his previous job out in Lufkin. And so I called them up, and immediately, first thing that they said, he's a great worker, model employee, shows up on time. But then he said it was such a surprise when he went missing, and I had no idea what he was talking about.
So take us to the conversation after that.
So, I was kind of shocked. I asked more questions if his parents knew. He said he didn't tell his dad. He didn't tell any of his family, actually. Like they said in the video, they went to the hotel room and everything was left there.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, at that point, I just explained to them. I said, thank you so much for telling me. I had no idea. Now I have to go find Jason again.
And you did. You found him a second time, which is also documented on that video. And, what happened then?
So I saw him the second time. And honestly, I was kind of afraid to ask him about the missing person report.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. Maybe it was something like he was trying to escape home, or maybe there was a situation. I wasn't really sure, and I was actually a little nervous to bring that up with him. But I went through with it, and I told him, I said, "Hey, man, I found out you're missing. I wanted to. The main reason I actually went to go see him was to get his permission to upload the video, because I didn't want to upload it if he wasn't trying to be reconnected with home." If there was maybe a situation there. So I was kind of nervous,
yeah.
But he was totally cool with it, and he just explained to me that, I think I put it in the video, that he lives life by the drop like Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Exactly. I saw that. That was pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, so, that totally eased my nerves, and once I saw how relaxed he was with the situation, I got a lot more comfortable and started asking questions about, when he talked to family and stuff like that.
Do you know if he has talked to any family since he has moved out to Los Angeles or not?
So, yeah, what he's been doing is he goes to the public libraries and he utilizes, the internet on the computers.
Uh-huh.
And I guess he's talked to his dad a couple times since he left.
Okay, very good, very good. And according to the interview, it looks like he's got a real special skill set when it comes to, making drawings, and he has a real good knowledge of working with motors. Man,
that's why I was so drawn to him in the first place. This guy has the biggest passion for cars that I've ever seen in anybody. It's literally all he wants to talk about, and he walks around. This is the most incredible thing to me. He walks around with a sketch pad in, he's got, a few things. He's got, a sleeping bag. He's got, a bucket with some things in it. But one of his most prized things is his sketch pad and his Bible, both of which he covers in, this plastic tarp so they don't get wet from the rain.
Right.
And he let me see inside the sketch pad where he has his own original engine designs. He's so mechanically inclined, it's ridiculous.
And so now, are there any more follow-ups that you're going to be doing with Jason or not?
Yeah, I would love to, man. I want to follow. I want to follow Jason until he's back up on his feet. I want to see Jason reach his goals, get his dream job. Now that I've done a bite with Jason, I would love to do first day on the job with Jason or something.
Oh yeah.
To kind of keep the world updated also on Jason's progress.
Any idea why he actually decided to go out west all the way to California?
So I do know the answer to that. It's kind of a confusing story, I guess. But so when he used to work at Ross Motorsports in Texas, all of the parts on them said like 333 Catella Boulevard, Long Beach, California, something like that. It was an address on it for Long Beach. So he figured, I'm just going to go to Long Beach and get a job there. Unfortunately, it wasn't that easy for him.
Sure.
So he actually went to Long Beach before Los Angeles, tried to get the job, but wasn't successful. Came up to Los Angeles to try to, I guess, make some money on the side and get like some smaller jobs to keep himself going.
And does he seem like he's relatively healthy?
He seems very healthy, both mentally and physically. He says that people are pretty generous to him. He gets the money. He eats well. One thing that I wanted to mention, this is kind of a side note. Yes, he seems very healthy. But one really cool thing that Jason told me that I didn't put in the video, that I'm going to release as a separate clip. Jason explains to me life as a homeless person and how some days people are generous and he might get $10, whereas other days he'll get $0. And so what he does to counteract that is he's very frugal with his spending. He doesn't want to spend too much just in case he hits that day where he doesn't get any money. And so he was explaining to me there was a couple days straight where he didn't get any money, and he had $7 in his pocket. And he saw another homeless person on the street who had a dog. And he said that both the person and the dog looked really hungry, so he gave them the only $7 that he had.
Man.
So what that says to me is that if a homeless person is able to spare the $7 that he's got in his pocket, then the average person who does have shelter can spare a little bit as well.
That is an outstanding story, and I can't wait to see that clip.
Yeah.
So you said that this is kind of a project of yours. Have you interviewed anybody else that's homeless there in Los Angeles or not?
This is the first one. I don't know if they're all going to be this crazy of a story, but this is the first one I've done, and I'm really excited to do more in the future.
And what a leap for you. I mean, going from Boston to Los Angeles, that had to be a leap of faith as well.
Totally crazy, man. It's a whole new world out here.
Outstanding. Well, I tell you what, what's the YouTube channel that folks can follow along with this?
Sure, it's just my name. It's Matthew Bilodeau. It's going to be a little hard to spell, but if you just type in Missing Man Found, A Bite with Jason, it will pop right up on YouTube.
Okay, and you can also go to Kicks105.com. We have links up there as well. Anything you want to pass along to the folks out here in Lufkin, Texas and around East Texas about your story?
No, just be good to the people around you. You never know someone's story. If you pass by a homeless person, think twice before you, I guess, think negatively or have a stereotype towards them.
Matthew, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.